Evan had loved Maya for months before he ever admitted it to himself. They worked in the same building in Manhattan, he in the creative department, she in marketing strategy. He was 24, an artist with restless hands and a mind full of unfinished dreams. She was 36. Elegant, always dressed like she carried a universe of confidence inside her. Berry. Everyone admired her. Evan watched her. Quietly, helplessly. Their paths crossed every morning near the elevator. She always greeted him with a warm smile, the kind that lingered for a second longer than necessary. He noticed that Tan tried not to think too much about it, but he did. He thought about it all the time. One rainy evening in November, fate finally pushed them closer. Muse. Employees had already left early because of the storm. Evan stayed back to finish a project, headphones on, lost in his work. When he finally looked up, the office was empty except for one glowing window across the hall. Maya's office. Her light was still on. He hesitated for a moment, then walked toward her door. He knocked softly. "Come in," she called. Swin. Evan stepped inside. She was sitting on the floor, shoes off, hair slightly loosened, surrounded by papers and coffee cups. She looked nothing like the composed woman he saw every day, and somehow even more beautiful. "You're still here?" Evan asked. She gave a tired laugh. "A campaign deadline tomorrow, and the storm ruined my focus." Then, she looked up at him, really looked, and said, "What about you?" "My project. And I guess I didn't want to go home in this weather." She nodded. "Stay a little. The storm is worse now." He sat on the floor across from her. They talked first about work, then about life, then about random things like favorite colors. Childhood memories, dreams they were afraid to speak aloud. Holiday. He learned she loved old French movies, poetry, and long drives at midnight. She learned he loved painting, thunderstorms, and the way silence could feel like music between the right people. At some point, the storm knocked out half the city's lights. The office went dark except for a small emergency lamp. Outside the windows, rain streaked across the glass like silver tears. In that soft glow, with the thunder rumbling far away, something shifted. Maya hugged her knees gently. "I don't usually talk this much," she said. "You should," Evan replied. "Your voice. It feels comforting." Her eyes softened, surprised by his honesty. "You speak like an artist," she whispered, "and you listen like someone who understands art." A quiet silence stretched between them, the kind that feels warm, not awkward. Slowly, naturally, they drifted closer, as if pulled by something neither wanted to name. When their shoulders brushed accidentally, both of them froze. Not because it was wrong, but because it felt too right. He looked at her. She didn't look away. "Events," she whispered. "I know what this feels like. But you're younger. Much younger. I'm not a boy, Maya. I know what I feel." Thunder cracked outside. She took a breath, something trembling inside her. "You don't know what loving someone older is like," she said gently. "People talk. People judge. I don't care about people. You should care about your own heart." He moved closer. Their knees touched now. His voice was low, steady, unafraid. "Maya, my heart is exactly what I'm thinking about." She swallowed hard. "This is dangerous, yes, but beautiful." Her eyes fluttered shut, as if fighting a battle she was losing. When she opened them again, they were filled with longing she couldn't hide. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because," he said softly, "you make the world quiet." That broke something inside her, the last bit of resistance. She leaned forward first, just a little, enough that he could feel her breath against his lips. His heart slammed in his chest. Her hand touched his cheek, trembling but sure. They kissed, slow, deep, gentle, the kind of kiss that feels like two souls meeting for the first time. Her lips were warm, soft, hesitant for only a second before she melted into him. One hand slid behind his neck, the other holding his jaw, as if she had been waiting too long for this moment. Evan kissed her back with all the depth he had kept inside for months, softly at first. Then, with growing intensity, the storm echoing their heartbeat. When they parted, breathless, she rested her forehead against his. "Evan, this is real, isn't it?" she whispered. "Yes, I'm scared. I'm too. But I want this. she finally admitted, voice breaking slightly. I want you. He pulled her into a slow, warm embrace. She rested her head on his chest, listening to his heartbeat. The storm faded, but neither of them noticed. They stayed close, holding each other as if the world outside didn't exist. Hours passed like minutes. When the lights finally flickered back on, she looked at him with a shy, peaceful smile. So, what happens now? She asked. We choose each other, he said simply. And tomorrow, we choose each other again. She touched his cheek again, gently. You make it sound so easy. Maybe it is. Maya laughed softly as they stood up. He moved behind her and wrapped his arms around her waist. She leaned into him, letting herself relax in a way she never had before. Evan, she said in a whisper, I think you're going to change my life, and you already changed mine. They left the office together, fingers intertwined, hearts steady despite the storm having passed. Outside, the city glowed with rain-soaked lights. Maya looked up at him, truly looked and kissed him again, slow and tender, under the streetlight. This time, she wasn't afraid. It was the beginning of something real, something powerful, something theirs